I'm here at WNBF Worlds 2025 with the man, the WNBF Pro overall world champion. You already know, Eddie Saldan. How are you feeling, man?
It's still settling in. To win my class alone was like a dream come true, and to go on to the overall and hear my number called as the overall champion was surreal. I couldn't believe it. I dreamed about a moment like this, and for it to actually come to fruition and being on stage, I was overwhelmed with emotions. So
Amazing. I know when we spoke, obviously, we talked just prior to Worlds, and we were talking about how, well, I think we had chatted just before the mayhem and after the mayhem,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And going into this, were you like, okay, I won every show prior to this point. I think I can do this. I think I can become an overall world champion, not just the class, but actually win the overall.
I started to really feel momentum leading into this show after I won the Muscle Mayhem. Because some of the guys that I beat there were guys that I used to look up to. I mean, I've been following guys like Sam, Berto, Eric Helms on Instagram for years. And to be up there on stage and actually beat them on stage to me was like, that gave me a lot of confidence. Like, okay, maybe I do have what it takes to compete at the world level. And you know, being here at the show itself and looking at these guys backstage, I'm like, these guys look good. It's gonna be a tough lineup out there. But when I heard my name called for my class alone, like I said, I was like, I'm going to the overall. Like, it is actually happening. But I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to expect to be up there. To be honest, I didn't know they were going to call my number. Now they're calling the numbers, and then they call my number as the overall champ. Is just it's unreal.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is no small achievement. This is the best of the best. And obviously, there's a lot that goes into it from a mindset perspective. When I saw you on Thursday checking in, you were tunnel vision in the zone, right? What was going through your mind before even stepping on stage? What are you thinking about? What's happening?
I really tried to detach myself from what the other guys look like, what shows they won, all that stuff. Because during this prep, I was getting kind of focused on like how are these other guys doing at their shows? How am I going to fare against them on stage? I really tried to focus on just getting away from all that and focusing on what I could bring, what I could control to the leading up to the stage. And I feel like that really helped me calm my nerves, lower my stress, and really it was just that, just focusing on me, like being here backstage today, pumping up, getting my glaze on. I was like, just like, all right, just focus on yourself, focus on just pump up, get on stage and just pose like your life depends on it. That's it. That's all you can do. This is the moment. And I went out there and I did it. And it's like I said, this was the result. Like I said, it's just more than I can ask for. I'm just overwhelmed with a lot of gratitude.
Absolutely. And obviously, you're coached by Cliff Wilson, who's also here today supporting you. What's that mean to you?
Man, it's amazing. I've been working with Cliff for a while. Cliff took me on as a client when I was 23. I'm 30 now. And, we did our first prep together in 2021. And he brought me in at my best ever for some of the shows that I did that season. But it just wasn't good enough at the time to fare. I did IPE Worlds that year. And, it was a good package, but I needed more time. So, Cliff and I went back to the drawing board after that. We put an off-season plan together. I did everything he said. And you guys saw what happened today.
Absolutely.
So that's just following the blueprint that he laid out for me.
Awesome. And anything specific that you're going to be looking towards now, like anything you're excited about? How are you feeling? Are you relaxed now that you got the results and you're the champ? What's going through your mind right now?
I just want to get back to eating and lifting and doing what I enjoy. That's what I love more than anything. Every day is like, I treat my off seasons like I treat my preps. It's like I'm training this today. I'm on top of my diet. I have a very good structure in my off season, just like I do in prep. And I just want to get back to that routine. Like, I miss it. That's what I want to get back to more than anything.
Love that. And for those of you watching right now, check out part 1 and part 2 with Eddie. That was the pre-Worlds conversations that we had on his training. I'm not sure if we dove into nutrition, but if we didn't, we'll get you back on in the future for that. Sure. And nonetheless, Eddie, thank you so much for being here chatting with me today. It was an honor, obviously, seeing you up on stage. And man, I'm really happy for you.
Hey, thank you, Kenny.
Thank you for your time. Why don't we do a quick photo before you head out? Awesome. With the champ.